The forest was dark and scary. Suddenly, a monster appeared in front of me. I screamed and fell to the ground. The monster was huge with sharp teeth and claws. It looked like a mix between a tiger and a human. Man, I was scared. Then the monster spoke. "Hello, little one. Are you lost?" I couldn't believe it. A talking monster. This was so crazy. I was too scared to answer. The monster crouched down to my level and asked again, "Are you lost?" I finally found my voice. "I can't find my way back to the village." The monster smiled, showing off its sharp teeth. "Don't worry, I'll help you." I wasn't sure if I should trust it, but I had no other choice. I nodded and the monster stood up. "Follow me," it said. We walked in silence for a while until we reached a clearing. In the middle of the clearing was a small cottage made out of wood and stone. Smoke was coming out of the chimney, meaning someone was home. The monster knocked on the door, and a woman opened it. She had a kind face and was wearing a long white dress. "Hello," she said to me. "And who might this big lug be?" The monster scratched its head. "I found him in the forest, and he's lost." The woman smiled. "Well then, come in. Come in. You must be tired from walking." She invited us inside, and I noticed that the walls were covered with strange symbols and herbs hung from the ceiling. The woman led me to a chair and gestured for me to sit down. "Can you read this, little one?" she asked, handing me a piece of paper with some strange symbols written on it. I shook my head. "I'm sorry, I can't read." The woman sighed. "Oh, I was hoping you could help me. My son is sick and I need these symbols translated." I felt bad because here I was being offered help and shelter, and this was how I repaid them. I looked at the symbols again. They looked familiar for some reason. Then I remembered. These were the same symbols that were carved into the wooden armrest of the chair I was sitting on. I pointed to the armrest and said, "Are these the same?" The woman's eyes widened. "Yes, they are. Can you translate these?" I took a deep breath and started translating the symbols. I didn't know much about herbal medicine, but I did know that the symbols represented different plants and their properties. I translated the entire piece of paper, and the woman's face lit up. "Thank you so much, little one. You've saved my son." She hugged me tightly. "Now let me make you some tea." As I sat there sipping my tea, I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. I may have been scared and alone in the forest, but I had faced my fear and helped someone in need. And who knows, maybe I had even made a friend for life. The woman, whose name I learned was Alara, told me that her son was doing much better after I translated the symbols. As a token of her appreciation, she insisted that I stay with her for as long as I liked. So I spent the next few days helping her around the cottage and learning about herbal medicine. It was a peaceful and quiet life, and for the first time in a long time, I felt safe and at ease. But as the days passed, I started to feel a growing unease. The forest was still out there, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching me from the trees. I decided to return home, but when I told Ilara my plans, she looked deeply disappointed. "Are you sure you're ready to face the forest again?" she asked. I hesitated. I don't know." Ilara placed a hand on my shoulder. "You're stronger than you think, little one. The forest may seem scary, but it's also full of wonder and beauty. Don't let your fears hold you back from experiencing all that it has to offer." Her words gave me courage, and I thanked her for everything she had done for me. I promised to return someday, then set off into the forest. As I walked along the path, I felt a sense of determination. I was still scared, but I knew that I was capable of facing my fears. I would never forget my time with Alara and the lessons she had taught me. And who knows, maybe one day I would even be brave enough to face the monster again.